Hello everyone. This is the Atlas presentation of April 2026, what we have made and what's coming out for May. You may notice in the top bottom right, you may be able to notice that we have a new logo, and that's because the Atlas Engine project is now part of a foundation we found, which is called Neutral Software. So we made the foundation is amazing because now we can put a bunch of projects into a single umbrella. But you'll see later on. But we are incredibly excited of this. So as always, let's begin by talking numbers. And this month, we had commits from one contributor. And now our repo has a total of 10 stars, and we have made 8 pull requests total in this month, as well as commits in 9 branches, which moves to a total of 20 long leaf branches, and this month we have made 68 commits. So now main has 748 commits. Let's talk features, because this month was really intensive and it wasn't feature centered, so we haven't implemented much, but it's a solid foundation for what's to come. So that's what we want to talk about: Neutral Software. It's a new team founded by me, basically, which is going to be able to have more support and be sort of like a company, which is better than not having it in my personal project, because it's from everyone. It's an open source project. And so it's important to say now that Neutral Software owns the Atlas repo, so it's not that the repo now is at Neutral Software /Atlas in GitHub. Besides that, we've made great changes to the editor runtime, because we now have a unified runtime which contains a bunch of things. It's the final runtime that is going to be used for basically all of games that are shipped with Atlas. It's shipped as a standalone library now, but we also have an executable, which is, well, I'll show you, but it's important. And the editor runtime also packs features for the editor application, which maybe we'll be able to get a look at it a bit later, but it packs features related to viewport support. So gizmos and grids, basically. Also, we have finished the scripting API, which is made with TypeScript, and the definitions are incredible. It's amazing to use. You'll see it better later on with the demo. But yeah, essentially what we do is we pack Quick.js, which is a standalone library for running incredibly swift JavaScript code. And so what we do is the Atlas command line tool basically compiles all of those TypeScript files into JavaScript files, which then those are the ones that are used when shipping the final game. And the editor app, which is in progress. Now, this may sound a bit polemic, maybe, but we are using Electron for the application, basically because we wanted the application to be fast, but not just fast. We wanted it to be incredibly beautiful. That's why we chose Electron, because it allows us with React and CSS to expand the horizons of what can we achieve. We're using a native handle, a native Objective-C++ handle to intercommunicate with the viewport, this case by Metal. So what we're using is we get a native an SBU handle from the Electron window, and then we pass that to the runtime. It works pretty well, you'll see. And we've also managed to get controls working on. We're not sure about how to get audio because the function that initializes the whole thing, the whole runtime thing, requests both an NSBU pointer, so a pointer to the view where things are rendered, and then an SDL window pointer for audio controls. And that's a thing we still have to figure out. And well, that's all. Those are amazingly extensive features. You'll see a bit. It's really complicated to implement those, so we're jumping straight now what to work in. So we have to finish off the editor to get to launch Alpha 9. So we have to finish the layout, file system support, so the native file explorer, automatic script compilation, producing outputs, which means producing the final application, which should be just running a command, the inspector and visual feedback, which that has to be done precisely, the inspector changing the values, and more. Modern editors have lots of things, material visualizers and node systems and stuff like that. But we will escalate through the betas, so when we get to final release, everything is done. But for beta 1, we want a simple editor that works and is capable of showing what the engine can do. So that brings us to the next point, which is the roadmap. So now what we want to do is get Alpha 9 with the editor, as we just said, and then we're going to polish everything for a release candidate. That release candidate is going to be test, and finally we're going to get to beta 1. And from beta 1, we have an extensive set of features that we would want to implement over to the final release. So all of these are basically a list of things that we want to do in the release candidate, which is fixing the bloom of the path tracer and the skybox, remaking the documentation and introducing new TypeScript documentation, polishing the normal maps feature because it's a bit rough, and making a new website. We want to do everything of that. And this is the demo part. So for the demo, we're going actually to show two things. So an example of a scripting thing running, and then another example of what the editor looks like. So we can start with the scripting thing. And as you can see over here, the layout is pretty simple. We have an assets folder, which basically just holds the assets, a dist folder, which holds distribution files, basically TypeScript compiled files, and we introduce these two new formats, which is .atlas for projects and .ascene for atlas scenes. So to run this, you simply type atlas run, and that prompts this simple code. As you can see, we initialize Atlas Engine version Alpha 9. We're using Opal 3 and Metal. And you can see this runtime block loading scene and everything. All of this comes from the scripting. So this is how the script works. It's pretty simple. We just extend the component. We do nothing when in it. And then an update, we print the delta time, and we just get the parent and set its position to this mathematical expression. This is how the TypeScript thing looks. If you want to take a look at the project, this, by the way, is the same thing as TOML. You can see over here that we define some things like the version, name, some parameters of the game, and the scripts, as well as some things of the windows. And finally, we have this main.async, which is simply JSON. So you can see over here we have the name as well as an ID for quick referencing. And this is kind of what it looks. So you have a thing for lights, for camera, render targets, the environment, and the objects, which in this case is just a cube, which is a solid type of cube. And position, rotation, and scale, no material for now. And the components just have a script, which is that test script. All of this goes hand in hand with our new super simple, super easy to use CLI, which has these commands. So that's create, build, pack, run, client D, and script. Create is simple. You just put the name and create a new project. Build, Atlas build is still from the earlier release. This has to be fixed. Atlas pack is also from the other release because it fails to read atlas.toml. But atlas.run works with the Atlas runtime. And Atlas script contains a set of utilities for the scripting. So we have new, compile, and init. Init basically creates the essential structure with your favorite package manager. In my case, Spun. Compile compiles everything. This is a thing that you have to do manually every time you change your scripts, which is not great. Because if I don't know, just change something over here, and I run, that won't be displayed. So I have to compile it manually and then run it, which might seem horrible, but this is going to get fixed with the editor. So you have built, Atlas script, compile, and then new is for creating Atlas script new is for creating new script. So you just specify the path and then click, and that's all, because it needs to get registered in a bunch of places in order to work. But as I said, all of this is going to be automized by the editor. So let's take a look at the famous editor. You can see it popping up over here. This is the main page after so much time of the Atlas engine development build. You can see it over here and over here as well. Development builds have a blue background instead of a black one. And that's how we want to keep it. So we're going to keep it 3D alphas, and then beta 1 is going to be black already because it's kind of a big release. And so nightly versions, something like that, it'll be called development builds. And so we have settings, does nothing, as well as learn, which does nothing. And then over here for our projects. So you can load existing. You can also create new projects. Choose here between the different backends, so path tracing, PBR, and stuff like that. Yeah, I cannot get out of. I cannot get out of this for some reason. This is a very, but none of the features nearly are implemented. It's just for you to get sort of a grasp of how this works. Test view project is over here. You can see it over here. Test view project. It's nearly the same without scripting yet. And well, let's open it. And you can see over here what test view looks like. This over here is our ambient light. You can see it popping up over there. And this over here is, let me just get it a bit around. This over here is our cube. Well, it's not a cube now, but it used to be cube. because we can scale it up and down. So we can shrink it, move it up, maybe rotate it a bit, and also play with it. Although now it won't change everything, it won't change nothing, because it doesn't have gravity, it doesn't have anything. But yeah, that's basically it. What comes with the editor now, you can select them over here, and you can also add new objects. So let me add vertical miniature and landscape. Let me add a sphere. Let's move it. And there you go. You have this beautiful sphere over here. Yay. And I don't know if you can scale it. Yes, you can, indeed. It's fun to play around with. Eventually this will become a more elaborated thing. You can also save it. And so when you quit the editor, open it again, it is saved. So yeah, this has, I mean, we have to do so many things over here, but well, this is what we've been doing. You can see all the gizmos and grids are handled by the runtime itself. Lighting works as well. So that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Consider supporting Atlas by contributing, and well, we hope that now with neutral software everything becomes just lighter and friendlier to new contributors. And well, thanks for watching.